Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be going through and learning each part of the machine, what the parts are used for. So in the next video when we go to thread up the machine and learn how to thread up, we'll know the basic uses of each part. Follow along. Cool, so firstly we've got the on off switch, so the light turns on. So that is, turn that around so you can see, so that's a little switch there. That's the power cord and that goes to the wall and to the foot pedal. This little round knob thing here, what that does is when you turn it, so always turn it towards you, so go that way, so turn it towards you, and that moves the needle. As you can see, the needle's going up and down. Always turn the towards you, because if you don't, you could get some things tangled up with your threads. Cool, so here is the dial to change your stitches. So these three lines are just your normal stitches. You've got a smaller stitch, you've got a medium stitch, and you've got a large stitch. We do most of our sewing on the medium stitch length. You can turn it around and you've got your zigzags. You've got 3 zigzags, you've got a tight small zigzag, a medium, and a large zigzag. And what that one is those are for finishing your garments. So where you would overlock the edge of your seams, you could just zigzag those. You've got buttonholes around there, so you've got those ones. Those are all to do your buttonhole. You've got a decorative, and then you've got a blind hem. But for the ones, everything we sort of sew on, we just do the middle of the stitch lines, the normal stitch lines. You've got your thread holders, so you put those up there. This little part here is how you thread up a bobbin, and I can show you that in another video. That's your handle for your machine, so you can carry it by that. That's a little part that you use to thread up your machine. This is your tension. We're not going to touch that, it's on the floor, and we'll just leave it on that one. Around here is your needle, and under here, can't really see, it's like that. That is the, so if you give that a flick, that moves your foot. I put that back down, just move it out a bit, and then you give that a flick, so that pulls your foot up. So that's called your presser foot. So when you get your work, you put it in, and then you have that up, and then you put your fabric in, and then you put it down, and then that holds it in all in place, so it doesn't wriggle around. This is your back tack machines, your back tack button, should I say. So when you put your work in, you back tack at the start and at the end, and that just locks your stitches in. We can show you later how to use that one. That's all how to thread, so we'll do that on a different video. Under here is your bobbin, so you push on this one, push that out, and that comes away, and then you flick it down. So there's a little thing, you flick it down, and then in there is your bobbin and your bobbin case. So you just pull it out, pull the whole thing out. So how I pulled that out is I just flicked that bit up there. You kind of see it? Flick that up and then pull it out of the little machine, and then just tip. So you tip the thread out. So now you should have two separate parts. So this is your bobbin and this is your bobbin case. And you have to have the top threaded correctly and your bottom, the bobbin, threaded correctly for it to sew right. If it's not sewing correctly, something's probably not quite threaded correctly. So that's where your bobbin lives. Here we've got a handy little thread cutter, so when you pull your thread out, you can just cut it there. That's quite handy if you don't have scissors on you. But your pedal, which is, that just stays on the floor. Cool, and so these little lines, they're next to your presser foot. So these little lines here, can you kind of see them? Yes, those are seam allowances. So what you could do is you measure from the center of where your needle is, the center of that little slit there, you measure out, and each line is a seam allowance. So just say your pattern says to do a 2 centimeter seam allowance. What you would do is you would measure from here out, and then you would measure 2 centimeters or 1 centimeter, and then that, whatever line it tells you, is the line that you need to follow when you're sewing. So you put your edge of your fabric on along here, and then you just follow one of those lines. They're really handy to
follow along those ones.
So these little jagged edges here under your presser foot, those are called feed dog. And what they do is they move your fabric. So when you place your fabric under your presser foot, under here, and you're pushing your fabric through, they help move the fabric at a consistent rate and make it smooth, and so it's nice and easy to sew. So that's the basic parts of the machine, and in the next video I'll show you how to thread up the machine.